Shalom, shalom. Hey, it's Friday. Back at it again. Back at it again. Now, before I get started, and give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakadash. And let's get straight into it so I can get the hell out of here. You know, let's get straight to it. We're going to go to the book of Sirach because all the talk is, the northern tribes, man. The good old northern tribes with this fucking ice coming down here. DHS, and Border Patrol, man. So the devil then finally made his way down here, and he's after you so-called Latinos, man. Really, all you tribes, but right now the hot topic is you so-called Latinos, who are the nation of Israel, man, Northern Kingdom. We've been telling you that this day was gonna come for years. What you saying? You just saying the foreplay right now, for this man actually get busy, man. This is just a foreplay. They getting the training how to round people up, how to handcuff them before they actually go with the live drill, man. This is actual hands-on training they got going on. Just because the guys are saying, "Oh, we out there illegals," but no, they're getting the troops ready and all the federal agencies ready to round you Americans up too, man. But it's easy to beat up on the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, knowing that we have no power, man. We have no gates here on the earth. Our gates languish, man. So let's get into it because it's only gonna get worse from here. I gotta let my eyes adjust here. I'm pulling up the wrong chapter. Sirach 12. 10. It's Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy, or like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So just like how the iron or some metals gonna rust, so is the wickedness of Esau Edom, so-called white man. That's cold, huh? They never trust thy enemy. And when you go into Psalms 83, Esau Edom is the number one enemy of the Israelites. Number one on the list. Numero uno. So it says, let's go over it again. It's Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, or like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So yeah, just like the iron's gonna rust, this man's gonna be wicked. And you so-called Latinos been trusting your enemy for the longest. You've been like fat lambs, laying around the wolf, man. The wolf been feeding you, giving you jobs, giving you work. Then you cross the border, all to set you up, man, to get his hands on you, in the worst way, not the good way. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take heed and beware of him. So yeah, he humbled himself, saying, we got to get the illegals out of here. You know, America first. You know, you know, we're not gonna go into schools and take children. Scripture say, but yet take heed and beware of him. So you got to beware of Esau, even so-called white man. If you want to know if he's lying, the only way to tell is if his lips are moving, man. That's how you know he's lying. So he's like, oh, we're gonna round you up. We're gonna take you back to your native country. Come to find out, mother's getting shipped to Africa, man. Ain't no telling where this man is gonna have you shipped off to, so-called Latino, man, the Northern Kingdom. You know, but like Jake, as usual, you know, you trust any and everything but Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. You got Stockholm syndrome, man. You tried that Stockholm syndrome. No matter how much this man kick you in your ass, kill you in the street, put you in the worst places, worst circumstances, limited resources, you still run behind him and kiss his ass, man. You still up in him, steady trying to get on his good side and his good graces. Like Manasseh, the so-called Cubans, they all down there in Florida with their Trump signs and shit. Trump, Cubans for Trump. And now he returning the favor and having y'all as a shipped out, man. You know? So I ain't never seen no sign with you niggas down there talking about, Cubans for Yahweh or Cubans for the kingdom. No, your trust lies in Egypt, man. Your life, you put it in the hands of Esau Edom, not the hands of Yahweh Shemiah Shah, man. And that dirtbag Crystal, Jesus Crystal, man. You love that dirtbag. You know? That's all a damn northern tribe know, man. Jesus Crystal. I passed by one the other day. They got the picture of this motherfucker in the back of a window. Like at the face, like he riding in the car with him, man. No. Jesus Crystal is rounding y'all asses up. You know? He down there at the Hilton right now, gearing up. Put your ass in a chokehold, man. In the full Nelson. You know? But that's our people though, man. The Northern tribe, they got an infatuation with Esau Edom, man. They infatuated by this man. He went down there to the land, what they call Mexico today, as the conquistadors, the Spaniards, and put foot all in y'all ass, man. And y'all ain't been the same since. You know? We went down there and kicking y'all asses as the Spanish, the true Spanish. Not not the so-called Spanish you see today. But I'm talking about the Spaniards. Spain. They came down here, putting a foot in your ass. And they beat you tribe so good. So where y'all think y'all damn Spanish, man? That's the first thing a so-called Mexican will say. Oh, you got to speak the language. The language. Well, Spanish is not your native language, you dumbass. You know. You know what were you speaking before the conquistador showed up? You know. What language were you speaking? It sure as hell wasn't Spanish. But you can't tell them they ain't Spanish though, man. You tell them they ain't Spanish, they liable to, stab you to death, man. They liable to throw you off a damn bridge. You tell them, Spanish not your native language, man. You actually got it from the conquistadors. What? What are you saying? We all speak Spanish. We speak no English. you know? Out of their goddamn minds, man. Out of their fucking minds. So you got you saw Edom, so-called white man. It's down at the hill, getting ready, man. They're bringing the armored vehicles, the handcuffs to round y'all asses up to let you know, hey, you ain't no damn Spaniard, man. You're damn Mexican, or you're a damn Honduran, wherever the case may be. And you sure as hell ain't American, is what Esau Edom saying. So what are you ready to do? He's ready to put your ass in the back of a paddy wagon, man, and have you shipped off to one of these internment camps / prisons, man. And have your ass shipped off to who knows where. But it's all brought on by Yahweh Shemel Shah. He brought this all upon you, man, because you turn your back on the Most High. And if you're very spiritual, which a lot of you aren't, Esau is actually doing you a favor, man, getting you out of here. If you're being deported, he's actually doing you a favor. Because things are about to get nightmarish here in America. I mean, nightmarish. The economy's going to crash. It's going to be martial law in the streets. And ultimately, the thermonuclear missile is going to destroy this place. So he actually doing you a favor by shipping you somewhere else. But you don't fucking understand that. All you know is you want a job, man. You came here to work. But he said he don't give a damn about none of that, man. He gonna send your ass packing, man, and put your ass in Antarctica if you got a camp over there. But that's good for the Northern Kingdom. Y'all need a wake up call, man. Because you don't fuck with the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes, man. You don't fuck with us. So we just standing back and letting them do their business, man. First thing they say, oh, no Negro, Moreno, Moreno. So we like, cool, fuck it. Let this man round y'all asses up. You know? They won't hire a so-called Negro. Because this man, he saw Edom, so-called white man, put y'all on, man. He'll let you get businesses and shit, contracts with him, do construction work, grocery stores, etc. But hey, you don't hire the so-called Negro, man. Your brother, you don't hire him. You just hire your own, man. Which There's nothing wrong with that. Which is your brother. You should. But you can't forget about the dark kingdom, man, the southern kingdom, who's your brother also. You shit on us, man. You so-called Latinos shit on the so-called Negroes, man. And so we just standing back and letting ICE do their thing, man. We gonna let ICE, put them hands on y'all asses. And don't even try to get a so-called Spanish woman, Latina woman. They really ain't dealing with you then. So we're gonna sit back with the popcorn and let them, put your ass in a chokehold. It's the spirit of the Most High is letting that go on, man. He having the Southern Kingdom, which consists of so-called Negroes, so-called Jamaicans, so-called Haitians. He's letting us sit back, putting the spirit on us to sit back. You know, because as you see, Judah, so-called Negroes, they ain't raising up, man. They like fuck them motherfuckers, and that's what it's gotten to, man. But right now we at odds at each other, but eventually we gonna come together, though, man. We get to a point, according to prophecy, we gonna come together. But right now we split right now, man. Talking about how something to the roughly paraphrasing with Judah and Ephraim will be the Most High bow. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but something about Ephraim being the Most High bow or something. How we gonna be together, man, like a bow and arrow, ripping through these people, man. So for right now, we just gonna let the Most High handle his business, man, and stand the fuck back. So whatever you wanna have Esau Edom do to y'all, we with it, man. I'm talking about the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, the elect, and the 2/3, when it comes to Judah, the southern kingdom. We just sitting back. Let's go on. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. So yeah, just like how you clean a looking glass, you try to clean it and clean it. Something there still, just like the rust on this, man. You can't wipe it away. You can't, like the scripture say, man. You can't. A leper can't change his spots. You know, a leper can't change his spots. And Esau Edom can't change his wickedness, man. He's always gonna be wicked. No matter how much you try to pump some scriptures into him, read the Bible, he just can't get right. He's never gonna be able to get right. Somebody has to be the wicked, and somebody has to be the righteous. So he's playing his part well. No, he's never. I mean, never gonna be righteous. So let's go on. Verse 12, set him not by thee when he have overthrown thee, he, he stand up in thy place. So yeah, don't put this man even next to you because he's looking a way to overthrow your ass. And that's what's going on now. He let you so-called Latinos cross that border, get established, get these stores, get your businesses and your construction going on. You know, then you run all the dope across the border, doing dope deals with you through the FBI and CIA and DEA. So he'll let you pump all them drugs into the country. You know, just to get ready to overthrow your ass. And where it is, Trump ready to go into Mexico, man. He's looking to do some strikes on the cartels down in Mexico. So that's how much this man hates y'all ass. One of my neighbors, he had the big old Trump flag and shit. I haven't seen it lately. He's so-called Latino. Man, I ain't seen that flag out in a long time. He was Captain Trump. El Capitan, you know? He put that flag in the house now. He probably threw it in the trash. Because now he realized he's been duped, you know? He been duped. Let's go on. He said he stand up in that place. Yeah, and that's what this man ultimately did. He's standing in our place right now in the land of Israel, saying he's the people. And he's on the throne now. He ran his ass back up in our land, saying, "Hey, I'm the people. They're not here no more, so I'm gonna go ahead and claim it." It says, "And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast." Oh, no, Salak. Let me go read that over. This is verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So yeah, man, remember the words. Don't let this man on your right hand, he's smiling. Those speaking about those words softer than oil, but yet he's drawing swords, man. And when Trump was making his campaign, he was, he was talking about closing the border, and but he ain't say nothing about having your ass rounded up if you're already in here, you know. You know, I already knew the jig was up when they had that dude, what's his name? That comedian made that joke about Puerto Rico. Damn, forget that comedian on Kill Tony. I think Tony Hinchcliffe or some shit like that. Yeah, he made that joke about the Puerto Ricans. I said, "Oh, that's when you knew shit was real, man." You know, right then he letting you know. Ain't nothing changed. I'm still the same old E, man. I'm still the same old devil. And fast forward to the day, Hey, now you got Border Patrol gearing up down here, man. And all I see in the comment section on these news articles is, hey, add more ice. You know, oh, this what I voted for. I can't wait. You know, so you Northern Kingdom, they want to be associated with the so-called Negro so much. To my all we do, we bitch, we complain, talk about slavery all the time. You know, why we don't love the so-called white man like y'all do. you know, you know, the white man this, the white man that. You never get nowhere with that attitude inside you. You know, you know. They say, hey, all y'all do is complain about slavery. Slavery wasn't that bad. The so-called white man, he's nice, he's good. And now you see, now you see. We've been telling you about this motherfucker for the longest, man. For the longest. We already know how you get down, you know? And our other brothers, man, the so-called Native Americans, they'll tell you how this man get down. But you so-called Latinos, you finally got your wake-up call, man. Finally got your wake-up call. You know? You late to the party. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? I mean, who would pity a charmer that's been bitten by a snake? You gonna say, hey, that's what he get playing with them snakes, right? And then Trump make a speech saying he's a snake. He did that that snake poem or something that time. Saying damn well I was a snake talking to you in code. And you so-called Latinos, see now, you've been dealing with a snake the whole time, man. Just read that over. It says, who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? So yeah, you so-called Latinos been charmed. Had you Latinos for Trump, Cubans for Trump, talking about how we gonna get all this business in here, we're gonna get all these jobs back in America. Y'all just jumping and stomping and spitting and hollering. Like you lost your goddamn minds, man. And now y'all ass has been bit, you know? You've been bit by the serpent, man. None other than Sleazy E. And we don't feel no type of way. You know, like I said, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I can't wait till we kick it up a notch. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about martial law, troops on the street for all you tribes, man, for every single one of y'all. I can't wait till we turn it up. When you step out your front door and you hear tanks coming up the block, you're hearing troops marching up the street, setting up perimeters, you know, drone strikes in your neighborhood. You know, that's what I'm waiting on. The good stuff. I know, but this is a prelude or a little foreplay right now that Esau doing. He kind of just toying with y'all right now. Like I said, he getting the training. You know, he doing this, gathering this intel, seeing how people react and how the troops react to crowd control. Because don't forget, he got that National Guard in all 50 states. They got to be ready by January. I hear January, like a ready reactive unit or something like that. If I remember the name right. I heard January, but I definitely heard by April of 2026 for crowd control, riot control, So they getting ready to go live. They gonna go live, man. And everybody gonna get swept up in that. All you American people are gonna get swept up in that. But the main targets are gonna be you, so-called Negro Latinos or Native Americans, man. Strictly say the Most High got it out for you so bad, he named it Jacob's Trouble. He named it Jacob's Trouble. So that goes to show you that, hey, this day, matter of fact, it says it's going to be like a day like none other. This day that the Lord has in store, that Yahweh Shemel Shah got in store for you tribe. It's like a day like none other, man. Like nothing in ever recorded history. The carnage, the mayhem, blood, man. There's going to be a big slaughter going on here, man. And every time I deliver to the Marines over there, I make jokes with them. I say, hey, man, y'all get activated, man. Remember me. You see me out there in them streets. Just look the other way. You know, they say, hey, I'll do it. He said, just look the other way. He said, when I say stand back, hey, man, just stand back. So you're going to let it loose. I say, hey, you got to just tell me one time. You know? I'm just joking with him. I know it's all up to the Most High. That can only get you to Jacob's trouble. But hey, you never know how the Most High got it set up. I might run across him. I'm like, hey, remember me from such and such? He's like, yeah, go that way. Roger that. Roger that. So you people, man, you gonna fucking get it, man. Woo, you gonna get it. Like I keep saying, you need to start reading watching these apocalyptic movies again, man. You need to just binge watch all these movies because you need to get caught up to speed, man. Because that's what it's gonna be like here in the U.S. If they lock these cities down, they're coming for the big roundup. And believe me, they don't give a damn about your social class, how much money you got. If you ain't up there with the elite, your ass is gonna be food for the streets, man. You're gonna lay even with the ground because this man has to get his new world order. This whole new money system has to come online, man, soon, real soon. And all you people that's gonna stand in the way, you're gonna buck up and try to resist it, and saying, "Oh, you don't want to go to the digital dollar, or you don't want the so-called, not so-called, but you don't want the mark of the beast." You're gonna get put to death, man. Ain't gonna be no let me go down to hire me an attorney because this is unconstitutional. No, when martial law get declared, all your rights are gonna be suspended. Your constitutional rights are gonna be suspended, man. FEMA's gonna be in full control. Everything you own is gonna be under control of the government, control of FEMA. So if they need to commandeer your house, they gonna do it, man, and throw your ass in the street in the pile with the rest of the bodies, man. So right now, they getting geared up, having a good time playing with you so-called Latinos. You know, he's playing cat and mouse right now. But eventually, when the cat gets tired of playing with the mouse, he eats it. And that's what's getting ready to happen with you tribe. All of y'all. Every single one of you on this side. So-called white man is done playing. He's gonna come down with great wrath. Spoken about in Revelations 12. He's gonna come down with great wrath. And believe me, you can't stand up to it. Most High is gonna get his man the green light. To send y'all there to the spirit world, man. A one-way ticket. Well, you know they gonna come back in the kingdom, but it just sounds like saying one-way ticket. Let's go on. Verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in sins, who will pity? So yeah, if you hang out with sinners and then you start sinning and get defiled and your ass fall back into the world, who's gonna pity you? Man, the Lord's not gonna pity you. Like, hey, you've been hanging out with them grimy ass niggas again, you know, hanging out in the world, doing worldly things. So when you fall off and go back to your vomit, like the scriptures say, like a dog returned to his vomit. You know, we don't feel no type of way. I mean, what else would you expect out the deal, man? Hanging out with sinners every day. Eventually, you know, you hanging out with people that smoke. Sooner or later, that demon's gonna jump on you and you're gonna start smoking. You're like, oh, let me try it. Or you know how them demons be, that peer pressure. Or they're gonna be inviting you over to come eat. You know, and a nigga got a damn hot sausage po' boy stacked to the ceiling. Just lettuce, tomato, and everything hanging off that bitch. You know? Like, oh, I ain't got nothing else. You know, I didn't cook nothing else. You know, you can get some of this to hold you over. One time ain't gonna hurt, right? Next thing you know, that's all you ordering every fucking week. You know, and then it's gonna go up from there. Then you're gonna go back to eating the damn shrimp and shit. You know? So who's gonna pity you if you immerse yourself with sinners, man? You gotta keep it moving. What the hell? You know, gotta keep it moving, bro. You know, I'm surrounded by sinners at work. You know, I speak to them. You know, but I don't hang out with them though, man. After work, you know, we don't link up. You know, unless it's business wise, man. But as far as hanging out and let's go out to the sports bar, go have a drink or something. Hey man, I'm gonna see y'all back here on Monday, man. You go left, I go right. Cause like I say, man, this world, the world is strong. It'll pull your ass back in. You pull right back in. So you got to keep it moving while you're in this truth. You got to be aware that hey, man, that these demons they trying you at all times, man. But that's why a lot of guys they get into this truth can't take it because a lot what you got going on is mental. That's the hard part, man. To deal in the spirit and mentally deal with this. No, that's a hard battle. Constantly, day after day, hour after hour. Fucking wickedness going on. And demons putting thoughts in your mind. So that's why a lot of guys they can't handle this, man. And I ain't even tooting my own horn because it ain't up to me, but I've been going on this long. But this is a hell of a walk. Hell of a walk. This is a narrow path. They say, on one side there's water, on the other side is fire. You got to walk right in the middle. You fall to the left, you're gonna fall to your death. And you drown to death or burn to death spiritually, man. So you got to stay on that straight and narrow. So that's why you don't see too many people out here doing this, man. This ain't for the weak-hearted. You know, you can't have this ain't for the feeble. They're always different. No. Hey, just kind of come up with oh, thank you. This ain't something like that's the pork chop. The vision right there. He got a nice church, nice building, the AC. He can sit down and cool off or warm up, turn up the thermostat. But we're doing this, it's a whole different animal, man. You could be by yourself, or you could be with a group of brothers, man. You can have food, get in your face. Barbecue their ass, man. Ride that bicycle. About to choke somebody up. Or that bike might just stand down. And Chuck, that's taking this man's bike. I told Chuck, put that bike back. Hey man, this is not an easy walk. But it's the spirit that keeps you going, man. As long as the spirit on you, you're gonna continue to come out and do the work. You're gonna continue to do the work. How about you, man? Shah has the cock with dash on you, man. You're going to come up and do this work. Like I was last night, I fell asleep on the couch. I got to load the car. But spirit got me up about 1:45, 2 o'clock in the morning. Say, hey, you gotta load the car up, man. You gotta go to camp tomorrow. I woke up 1:45, 1:50, got up and started loading the car up, man. I could have done it when I got up, but it'd been a little harder. You got people walking by being nosy and shit in the neighborhood. So I did it in the middle of the night, 2 in the morning on a school night, and loaded it up, man. Where nobody will be up. The Lord, y'all by Shimei Chef had them owls out there fucking hooting all night. Woke me up and told me to get my ass up, man. And get your shit in the car. You got work to do. And that's where it is. It's all about doing this work. It ain't all about hanging out with friends, watching the damn Pelicans and the Saints, watching football all the fucking time, watching mindless sports. You know? You know? That shit's useless, man. Filling your brain with fucking stats. That don't mean shit at the end of the day. All that shit rigged anyway, man. You jumping up and down and getting all emotional over some shit that's rigged. The refs control that shit. Huh? The bookies, man. So as an Israelite man, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Not worrying about who's gonna get the first draft round pick next season, some shit, or worrying about fucking Call of Duty. This is what you're supposed to be out here doing, man. Out here fishing for the elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Picking your cross up and carrying that bitch. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the brothers you want to, but when the camera goes off, you get home. Well, shit. Not even when you get home, when you get in that car to go home, everything's on you. You got to carry your own cross. You got to do the work, man. You can't sit back and cheerlead, watch another man put the work in, come out risking his life. Sacrificing this time, and all you doing is on the comment board, thumbs up, shalom, the word of great lesson. Oh, as a Israelite man, and your ass been watching these videos, whether it's from me or from other camps, you gotta get out and do the work, man. You gotta get out, get up and get out and get something. Like the song say. You know what I'm saying? It's thousands of blocks. Hundreds of blocks, man, that you could be on. You could be anywhere in this city, putting this word out. But like I said, man, it's a hard thing for most men. Most I gotta give you a strong spirit, man, to be able to handle this mentally. Because believe me, you got demons all the time trying to get you to go off. Got you thinking wildest, craziest shit. And you gotta rebuke all that, man. Stay focused. Hey, man, keep prayed up, bro. Damn, I done spent all that time just on Ciroc for the Hosea. It's Hosea 9 and 13. This is Hosea 9 and 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, Ephraim meaning, the Northern Kingdom. As I saw Tyrus, another name for Esau, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. So that's what Ephraim has done. The Northern Kingdom has brought their kids forth to the murderer, man. We got how many kids missing that came across the border? It was like 500,000, 400,000. And they slowly finding, a few here, a few there. Not compared, not nearly enough compared to the amount that's missing in these roundups and these sweeps. They have showed photos where these fucking stupid ass northern tribe women, just handing their children over the border, man. Throwing their kids over the border. Not knowing where the fuck their kids gonna end up at. But the scriptures say, hey, they gonna bring it to the murderer, man. They brought it straight to Esau Edom, man. So-called wife. And now they ass is tied up in a dungeon somewhere. Being tortured, raped, sacrificed, the Baphomet. Who knows where these kids at? They in the torturing and maximum killing kids, man. So they're never gonna find all of them. I'm sure a great number of them already dead, or they got them in some kind of kiddie brothel, man. That's what this man does. I believe in Solomon, Songs of Solomon, where it speaks about how they drink the blood, devour the flesh. So not only do they drink the blood, but they also eat flesh. And they would show these dumbass Northern Kingdom women, man, just putting their kids over the damn border, man. Don't have a fucking clue where their kids are after that. Thinking you trying to give them a better life when you just made their life a fucking living hell, man. Even more so. So that's why we need Yahweh Shah to come back, man. That's why the elect is waiting on Yahweh Shah to get back, straighten all this up. So the men get back in charge and straighten all this bullshit out, man. Because both kingdoms are out of hand, especially the so-called black man. She's completely out of order. And the northern so-called Latina, she ain't too far behind, man. She ain't too far behind. And when you up underneath the Sleazy E, he gives all this power to these women, man. And then everything is fucked up after that. Fast forward to today, got all these weak men killing themselves over women. I ain't never seen so many guys fucking blowing their brains out over bitches lately, man. Just offing themselves. It's just ridiculous, man. But Proverbs. 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So yeah, though hand join in hand. So though hand join in hand, meaning you tribes want to be hand in hand with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, so bad. The Lord's gonna steamroll y'all, man. He's already turning it up with this border patrol, with ICE. You know, they're already turning it up. And Moses said, "The wicked shall not be unpunished." Sleazy evil. It's not gonna go unpunished. You know, but you know, there's a lot of coons. You know, out here, man. You know, people like Candace Owens, Jesse Lee Peterson. You know, I'm just naming the upper echelon of coons, man. That one nigga, Officer Tatum, that's another grade A coon. I think he the supreme coon, man. You know, he all up on the damn TV with Israel. What's his name? Netanyahu, man. So this nigga reached the pinnacle of coonism. Man. You know, he might be he up there with MLK, man. Martin Lucifer Coon, man. So hey, could he be him in the reincarnation? Could be. I don't know. So you got MLK and then you got Officer Tatum, man. That's like the upper echelon of coon, man. Especially that nigga Jesse Lee, man. That nigga something else. Candace. So you got people like that. Don't forget the Hodge twins. Niggas too, man. You know, so we got a lot of coonery going on in our nation. Jack, that's another one. Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Coon. You know, so a lot of these, so y'all like to join hand in hand with these people, man. The Lord say he gonna get y'all asses too, man. You ain't gonna go unpunished either. What's that bitch name? Cortez. You know, she got her zaddy. What's the name? Fetterman wife. She another bed wench. No? So the Lord say he's gonna get them all back, man. He's gonna get every single one of y'all back. Just a matter of time. No? You know, so there's a lot of bed wenching going on in Israel, man. Fucking bed. And the Lord ain't dealing with dead ass bed wenching, man. Because in the spirit they dead. But you gonna see, man. Like I said, the man of the Lord, we can only say so much. But the Lord's gonna bring the action. And then you gonna know right then you fucked up. You gonna know right then you have fucked up. You know, it's gonna be too late trying to call on the Lord then, man. Once they lock everything down. Lord ain't gonna, you gonna have that line closed, man. 'Cause our people, as soon as something go down, you want to call the Most High. But he said to seek him early, though, man. When shit hit the fan, that's when, oh, man. They like calling on sweet baby back real Jesus, man. Sweet Jesus. So if they was coming, Jesus is gonna be tied up that day. He's gonna be on hold that day. Go to Isaiah 19. Probably gonna end up on Isaiah 19. And the Egyptians, Isaiah 19 and 4, and the Egyptians talk about you Americans will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says Yahweh, says the Most High, Yahweh of hosts. And that cruel Lord is Trump, man. You've been given over to a cruel Lord. He already set in the tone. He want to call you a nigger, but he said he can't say that N word. And now, he got ICE just pulling up into your shit, man. Going all in your businesses, questioning you. I saw one where he had a northern tribe. They was chasing him down the street, and they got home. They boxed him in and dragged their asses out of their car, man, and handcuffed him and told him, "Hey, your ass being detained. You can put on an ICE detainer, man. You about to get shipped out." So the cruel Lord is getting busy, man. He don't mind sucking off Bubba. you know, he don't give a damn about you. He trying to arrest Bubba now. What does he give a damn about a so-called Latino? Nothing. And you see firsthand. But Trump is that cruel Lord. And if his ass stay alive any longer, he's gonna get worse than what you're seeing now. You know, Venezuelans about to find out the hard way. They're gonna find out how cruel this man is. And they part of the tribes too, man. The tribe of Asher, so-called Venezuelans. This man got a hatred for you so-called Latinos, man. You're getting ready to go down to Mexico and other places looking for y'all asses. He just killing people on boats. Hey, he said, "Look, we just gonna kill them, man." He don't give a damn what country they from, where the hell they going on them so-called drug boats. He said, "We just gonna kill them." And y'all think this man joking, man. Y'all think fucking the cruel Lord Trump is playing around. Like I said, this is just foreplay right now. You really gonna see him get down soon. Man. He just playing around, toying around right now, setting the tone, and you acclimated to what's really coming. And he got you so-called Latinos running like roaches down, man, with the lights on. Hey man, you don't want to come back to your power. How about she now? Keep running, keep running, man. Believe me, if you ain't thinking about the Lord, trying to get back to know your power, you sure as hell ain't thinking about you. He even said in Proverbs, I believe 1, around verse 21, I believe, he said he's gonna mock you when your fear cometh, man. So the Most High is gonna sit there and mock you when you laying, sitting on the couch watching Telemundo, you laughing and joking, and then next thing you know, you hear a damn some glass shatter, and you got flashbangs in your living room, man. When you get that fearful, that heart start beating, Most I say you're gonna sit back and laugh, man. He said he's gonna mark when your fear coming. And next thing you know, you're gonna see them damn agents inside your house, man, dragging you out the fucking house. Just know the Lord done that to you, man. So hey, it's gonna be beautiful come December 1st, huh? It's gonna be real. It's about to go live, man. It's about to go live. And all you people got construction projects going on here in New Orleans. You about to get screwed. Because believe me, these northern tribes finna take off, man. They finna go lay low somewhere else for a while or something. You know? Y'all about to get fucked over. 'Cause I was riding by some couple little so-called northern tribe spots today. The little grocery store I go to, they closed today. So, later on I rode by the little Mexican restaurant. They closed today. So hey man, it about to get real for this area. It's been getting real in other places for you tribes. The Lord and God way to put it on the spirit to come get y'all asses down here, man. I thought it was them crackers I used to work for pulling up. I was gonna act a fool too. I was gonna show my ass. I was gonna give him a good cussing out in the garment. So hey, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out with that. Hey man, we've been telling you tribes that this man he saw Edom the cruel Lord Trump is gonna get to turn up on y'all. And guess what? He bringing that rap down here to New Orleans, man. It's not the full rap, you know. It's just the foreplay, man. And so, hey, come December, shit gonna get real nice out here, man. Real nice. But hey, before I get out of here, man, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Shalom.